That's where you take accountability and you got to understand that, you know what? I spoiled them. I can't get mad at them being spoiled and doing all this shit, hanging around, not wanting to work because I spoiled them. You created that. So for you to be mad at that and then your like reaction to that is fuck them kids. Like, how do you do that? Like, you fuck them kids. Let me go start back at 1. Like, come on, man. Like, it's like you just hit the reset button. Let's get to Brian McKnight. All right. So we're going to talk about this Brian McKnight thing. I told y'all before, I actually was surprised that people was actually defending this shit. But let's hear his side. I want to say something smart right quick. See, if you would have done your research, you wouldn't be surprised because you would know that these people out there exist and they were going to show up.
No research. I ain't learned shit. That's what I'm telling y'all right now. I ain't learned nothing.
God damn, Joe.
We'll see if our opinion changes. I don't know. This is Brian McKnight explaining his divorce and his sons turning against him. Now, for the people that haven't seen the video, this is on Brian McKnight. What we saw in the video was what he do. Made his newborn son, the new Brian McKnight Jr. He took in his new wife's 2 children, accepted them as his own, said the daughter, the one that made him a girl dad. So basically dismissing his, what he has, 2 other daughters? He got 5 kids, don't he?
And at least one of those daughters was born during his marriage to his first wife.
Okay, all right. So this is Anton Daniels, and he sat down with Brian McKnight. Let's watch it.
Right.
We separated 4 times before we ended up getting divorced ultimately anyway.
Really? How far into the marriage was would you say the first separation?
2 years.
Because you were married for what, 13 years?
Yeah, 13.
And so 2 years in, there was a separation.
Yep.
And then you come back, and then it's another separation.
Yep.
Wow. So why not just break off? Why stick it out for 13 years?
For the kids.
For the kids.
What, daddy
But
stuck it
now,
out?
since you're not weird no more, it's effing kids. That's crazy. Wow.
Shout out to everybody who told you to watch this to get his side of the story and probably gonna make him look even worse. But go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, because there was a lot of people that was like, you should watch the interview in full. And I was like, all right.
I was never in love with their mother. I wasn't. They weren't made from love to be.
Wow.
And you know why this is bothering me? Because I reacted to him saying that the kids were made in evil.
I'm evil.
Is how he explained it?
Yeah.
So
he said it didn't come love.
They didn't come out of love. The issue I have with it is dismissing the fact that you committed the act 5 different times. Like, you kept having children. So to now just be like, they weren't made out of love, and like, you want to just separate yourself from this evil is just insane to me. And now that you created the products that you called evil, you get to just separate yourself, go find a new family, and then now everything is holy. Weird.
Well, people do that to make themselves feel better for the
And
shit.
like, I can see the whole thing about like how he said it sound like it was an arranged marriage. 'Cause, like some arranged marriages, people they do say that. They say, yeah, when I first married my husband or my wife, whatever, I didn't love them, but like I grew to, you know. It's just I didn't initially because it was arranged, Like I don't know.
His thing is apparently his mom is super religious, and he was out here fornicating, got her pregnant, and then he was forced to marry her. But whose fault is that? Because you should have wrapped it up, stupid.
Right.
Oh, so
Everybody
that's
tell you be out here raw dogging.
so that's what he was about to say about him getting married at 20.
Like you knew that before you did what you did.
Okay.
Because your actions had consequences. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And now, but the kids are evil though, not him.
Right.
Yeah, and that's my issue with it. That's my issue with it.
What the kids got to do with it? Like they didn't have to be here. You didn't.
And in order for them to get here, you had to do something.
Right.
To get them here.
Exactly.
Because you ain't have to keep, shooting the club up.
All the 30 seconds.
Hey, look, probably less than that.
I'm sick of all y'all.
Yeah.
And in a couple of those separations, especially with the younger child, he didn't know me. He'd come over, he'd dropped off at my house, and, he'd cry for however long, and he wouldn't want to be there. And it's understandable why he wouldn't. If we were never supposed to be together like this in the first place, but we have these children, it's a 2-parent situation. It's not one. Yeah. It's not, we both have to do what's right for them. And you're right. What we should have done was just separated for good then.
Yeah.
And we didn't. And the last separation that we had, and we came back, it was because of that. It was like now he's 6 and he's still feeling that way, even though he's been living in the house with me and now he's back gone again. And I was just like, listen, I need some time so I can have a better relationship with him.
Because see, you had been through the separations multiple different times, right? But then eventually you guys come to the conclusion, all right, you know what, we just gonna go our separate ways. What's that nail in the coffin that then leads you to say, or leads both of you to come to the conclusion that you guys are no longer good together in any capacity, regardless of whether or not you have kids or not?
I think we always knew we weren't that.
Okay.
I think she may have been lying to herself if she thought otherwise. For me, when I realized I could parent those boys without her, I could be a good parent. I could be there for them and I could give them what they needed from me without being married to their mother.
Yeah. Do you think that the kids were the thing that kept y'all together as long as you were?
Absolutely.
Wow. Because I see so many guys going through the same thing.
Right.
So you guys wind up separating for good, you know, the dynamic between you two. Is it ever good afterwards?
It's not bad. Do you know what I mean? We didn't talk unless it had something to do with the kids, which was great.
Yeah.
You know, so we separated in 2001. We divorced in 2003.
Okay.
So for those 3 years, they lived in LA and were back and forth between our two houses. When we got divorced and she got her final settlement, she wanted to go move to North Carolina, be closer to her parents, and her money would go longer, obviously.
Do you feel like you got taken to the cleaners financially?
No.
You don't?
No.
Why you say that?
Because it could have been a lot worse.
How were you able to get through it without it being as bad as it could have been?
I'm a really, really, really smart guy.
Yeah, I understand.
And it's the arrogance. It's just the arrogance. I don't.
How are you smart if you got so many kids that don't like you and don't have anything to do with you? You're not that smart.
And that was one of my biggest issues with people trying to say, well, you don't know the whole story. I'm like, no matter what the fucking story is, like, it's one thing to disown your kids and be like, you know, if you feel like your kids are going on the wrong path and you disown them, that's on you. That's on your conscience. But to have your own son on his deathbed writing, saying that if he was able to get a hug, one last hug from his father and all his family together, he would feel like he was ready to go and you not show up. That's not like, how do you get to that space?
That's really fucked up.
Don't forget he said that Brian told him he couldn't arbitrarily tell him that
he loved him. Exactly. So I'm like, how do you get to that space where the hatred for your own seed? I done seen worse kids out here who are fuck ups and their parents love the shit out of them. Like there's parents out here who will watch their kids fuck up other people's lives and still defend them.
Yep.
Some people some even parents, they have conditions as regarding how much, I guess, love they can give other people.
Yeah.
And he may be one of those people. He may be one of those people that if you don't do exactly what he says, you don't side with him on everything, or maybe he felt like the kids were taking their mom's side over his, so he didn't like them because of that. It could be a bunch of reasons, but he just sounds like, how to put this nicely? I mean, well, like Marc Lamont said, an asshole. He's an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Also, what I look at too, hearing him talk about her, right? The wife, ex-wife. Do y'all get the sense that he doesn't care about her? Do y'all feel like he cares?
Oh,
like I could understand him saying they're not in love, but do y'all think it almost sounds like he doesn't give a shit about her?
He cares about what she's doing, but he doesn't care about her specifically.
The reason why I'm asking that is maybe that's why he kind of associates that with the kids, because they're like an extension of her.
But,
right?
But then you have to look at the other kids that he has, because the other kids, like especially the daughter, that's not by his ex-wife. That's by another woman.
By another woman. Okay. So what are they? Is it 2 from the ex-wife or 3?
Yeah, 2 sons from the ex-wife, and then there's a daughter, and I think there's some other kids.
Right. Okay.
So he's the common denominator. How do you feel that
stepkids.
way about all of your kids except for the one you got by the newest wife? And I guarantee right now what his thing is probably how he treats his kids. He treats his kids based on how he feels about their mother.
The mother, yeah.
Yep.
So right now it's good with this wife, but if they ever split, he gonna do them kids the exact same way.
Okay. All right. Let's hear him talk about meeting his current wife and how it changed his life.
And it wasn't until I met my wife, Leilani, that I actually started. I started actually using emotional currency as the fuel for the songs that I write.
What year did you meet your current wife, and how did you guys meet?
So we met in 2012.
So this was 10 years after you had already gotten divorced.
So I've been divorced 22 years.
Wow. Okay.
So this was 10 years. But we didn't start dating yet. When I met Leilani, she was like, I met her at a fitness convention. I had invested in a fitness product with a buddy of mine. And she was signing calendars for Maxim.
Okay.
When Maxim was a thing.
Yep,
right?
I remember.
I'm on the aisle with this fitness glove. She comes walking down the aisle. I thought she was an apparition. I didn't think she was real. I had never seen a woman that looked exactly how I would have drawn her if I wanted her. This is what I see coming down the aisle to me.
Yeah.
And I prayed to God and prayed to God, and I was like, God, just let her talk to me.
You've seen
not this
women
not this
trying to get to you, shows, albums, you got
Not
the
this.
craziest voice ever.
She's not like the other girls.
Thanks, you net.
And don't get me wrong, because she's a sweet woman. Like, I actually met her. She's awesome. And so this is no knock to her. But this is really, you know, you.
But think about that. I'd seen everything.
Right.
Except that. If God put this person in front of me like this has to be some sort of divine intervention.
Yeah.
Was God there when you
I got her
cheated
number.
on your other
And
wife?
I've never done this in my life. I put her number in my phone right then and called her because I was so concerned that she gave me a fake number.
Really?
Yep. And I said, listen, let's
You turned into a regular person.
Dude.
So
Because you knew.
he has all this positive stuff to say about her right now because, like I said, they're in a good space. But if she isn't side-eyeing him based on how he treats his other kids,
Because ain't no fucking way you finna sit here and I've had a child with you and I've had other children before we got together, right? Like, I would be looked at as a fucked up individual. Like, if my husband is like, oh, well, fuck them. You know, I don't fool with them anymore. Or, you know, I don't have a good relationship with them anymore. Why? What for? What's the reason why? Like,
I hope she got a life
go to-
insurance policy out on him because
Right.
why else are you sticking around?
I mean,
Exactly.
the other side of this is maybe she has talked to him about it.
And
I'm
she don't
saying
care.
I would be
Maybe.
going to, you know, like family therapy or something like that, you know, like, you know, to try to at least be amicable and make shit work.
That lady don't care. He is taking care of her kids by somebody else and the child together. She don't care.
Don't make no sense.
I'm assuming he's going to talk about it at some point. So,
Yeah.
if anything,
And I wonder if
I would hope he addresses that because you should be aware to understand how this makes your wife look. You know, so I think he might address that.
What was appealing to him was that she was unattainable. That's why he felt the way he did.
Yeah.
and he finally got her. So how long?
Yeah, now
How
he
long
got
until
her.
that wears off?
Exactly.
And he trades her in for another car. I mean, another model.
Yep.
He trades families in like he got a lease. Like every couple of years, he needs a new one.
Another notch in his belt.
Let's see.
Oh shit.
Your son was on the internet talking and going back and forth and I guess telling his version of the story. How did this come about? Like, how did it come about to where, because I know it was in my hometown, I believe, where all of this kind of just blew up, right, in Detroit. And I believe you were there for a show at Motor City Casino, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And you had performed there multiple different times.
Had a yearly contract, sometimes twice a year.
Yeah.
There.
Yo, Pink, stop. Pink said Brian Jr. with the next wife.
Yeah.
Because he already got two juniors. So the oldest son is Brian Jr. and the youngest one is Brian Jr. So the next one is Brian Jr.
Brian Jr.
I'm just like, you gotta be a really
Because you know he gonna get mad eventually, and he gonna have another son and name him after him, and he gonna have to change his name again.
Yep.
So it's gonna be Brian Jr.
Yeah, terrible.
The children that you had
gotta
in
be
the
a
past
real narcissistic.
somehow, some way came back to haunt you. As you were blossoming in this new relationship and in this new marriage where you head over heels with this woman, how did that come about? Because I did research, but I can't quite pinpoint where the turn happened and how that came about. From your
Oh, you did research, so you think you better than me? Huh? So you better than me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have that.
perspective, how did that come about?
So I told you we split from the first marriage in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
We divorced in 2003.
Okay.
So in 2003, my two sons from that marriage were 14 and 11.
In 2003?
In 2003.
14 and 11.
14 and 11.
Okay.
when they turned 18 and 15. In that space, it was birthdays, it was summers with me, it was holidays with them. And even once, I think in 2006, I had her and her whole family come stay at my house for Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah.
So you guys weren't clashing from 2003?
The only clash we had was when the older one decided he didn't want to be in school anymore.
Is this the oldest one?
Oldest, yeah.
And you were paying for the school?
No, they were going to a fantastic public school there. She decided to take them both out and homeschool them.
Okay.
And I said to her, this is not the decision that you need to make.
So, okay, before we get into that, though, the co-parenting between you guys.
I don't like how he said that.
Which part?
Like the tone of voice of like what he said, like as far as like the education and stuff like that of the kids, and like how like that's not something that he wanted, but y'all are adults, y'all can sit down and actually talk about it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I see. Yeah, like y'all are adults. Y'all can talk about that shit. It almost sounds like the things that he wants to happen, and it's his say so.
I just find it weird that you claim to have a good co-parenting relationship and a good relationship with your kids until that one issue, and then that blows everything up. That don't sound right.
It doesn't. It sounds like there was a lot more, and he's an unreliable narrator. That's what it sounds like.
Co-parenting.
Yep.
She had moved on with her life.
Right.
You had moved on with your life.
Correct.
And then now the oldest no longer wants to go to school.
Doesn't want to go to school. Because remember, she took them from LA with all their friends, took them to North Carolina.
Was that against your will or?
No, I didn't want to cause any problems. I understood that, you're getting $18,000 a month. It's going to go way.
Wait, I'm sorry. How much?
Oh, I didn't tell you how much.
How much were you paying?
$18,000.
Is that child support and
$10,000 spousal? Wait, $8,000 spousal, and then $5,000 and $5,000 for the two kids.
Okay, wait a minute. So how long?
Spousal support was supposed to go until the younger one turned 23.
The older one, the younger one.
Say their fucking name. Do you know their name?
No.
Probably don't.
Look, he don't fuck with them kids. He's not gonna say their name. It's the older one and the younger one.
But if you really look at this whole thing, right?
The lady kids.
All the energy is directed at these two sons, really. So when the son that was that had cancer was writing those I don't know if they were tweets or whatever he was writing, like expressing how he felt. He did mention, he said they felt like they were bad kids. You know what I mean? And he
made them feel that way.
Yeah,
that was
right.
That wasn't them. It was him. It was basically Brian. Instead of reassuring them and actually, having like a healthy relationship with them and talking to them and telling them like it's not their fault that their parents split, that does take a toll on children.
Yeah, but you can't. He couldn't establish a relationship with his kids if he had resentment towards them.
Therapy is the adult responsible thing to do when you want to get better. This is not a guy who was interested in any of that. To me, he has the resentment and he still holds the resentment because even till this day, you can't even say your kids' names. This one and that one and the other one.
Really
it's like you're just showing that you salty for whatever reason.
And we know that he doesn't feel like he did anything wrong because instead of any type of responsibility, it's they're just evil.
Yeah.
Like it's on them. I ain't had nothing to do with it, even though I'm the common denominator with all these kids that are evil. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And I think it could be his issue with his sons is because of his ex-wife, but it could also be because they're boys. He probably looks at them as like a, not competition, but maybe his issue could be, it has something to do with them being boys. It's because you know how you hear about some women looking at their daughters as like competition almost? Like he's that way with his sons.
They did sing too. I think they sang too, right? He was trying to.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he did look at them like that.
Maybe it's competition, or maybe it's the fact that they're boys. Maybe they were more outspoken out of the kids, or maybe they're just the ones who saw through all the bullshit that he's been doing with everybody else.
Or they could just be the two boys that didn't do what he wanted them to do.
Yeah, because like I said, he claimed that he had a good co-parenting relationship. He claimed that he was good with his kids until the older one said he didn't want to go to school no more.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, y'all don't like each other. You can't stand them. They're products of evil.
The plan that I had for them, since they weren't going to go to college, that they wanted to be in music. I'm on tour. I'm on several world tours at this point. She agreed to let them come back. She continued to get her money. And I took them all over the world with me because I said, listen, you didn't grow up like me. I grew up singing in front of people, in church, everywhere. You guys have learned in the studio and you're great, but you need to know what it's like to be out here on stage, to know the grind of having to have lobby call and be on time, the grind of having to do sound checks and be there and perform and do so. Come out with me. I'll have a section of my show where you guys can come out. I can introduce you. You can start to feel what it's like. And we did that for...
Notice how he's always talking about, oh, well, you know, she's getting her money, or, you know, like I'm taking the kids with me and, you know, she's still getting this money and, you know, all that. It's very passive aggressive that he keeps throwing that out there. Like that she's getting money or like she's being paid and, you know, all this other mess. When it's literally to take care of your children.
Let's hear him explain it a little bit more, because I don't want to go on and make it seem like she's like super innocent in this, because we could, for all we know, they could both be on some bullshit.
Right up until there's so much going on at this point. They're back with me. They... You know, every day I have about 20 kids in my house, just on the floor. There's weed. There's all this other kind of stuff going on.
So wait a minute. So they're with you.
They're with me.
But now they're starting to get out of control in a sense.
You know, in the midst of all of this, I got these jokers in my house who will show up, come in and not even speak to me. Like, hell, Mr. McKnight, you know, thank you for having us or anything like that. It's like, it's crazy, the things that are going on. Both of their girlfriends are living at the house, along with all these other people who are just, you know, sleeping on the floor, you know.
So they're living like rock stars.
Oh, yeah, completely. Because when I'm gone, my cars are there. My bikes are there. Everything, you know.
Because you're on tour.
I got to lock everything down. I got to remember, you know, because but they all have their own cars. That's the other thing. You know, we'll get into that in a minute.
So before, we're gonna play more. We're not gonna keep pausing. But I just want to say this real quick. This right here is just something that we need to remember as we go on to this video, because I feel like one of his reasonings behind all the shit that he was saying is that he kept saying that his kids were entitled. This is how you create entitled kids. You allowed your kids to be in your home while you're on tour. You left all the cars for them. You left everything for them. You left all these shits all over the place. And then you get mad when they act like entitled brats.
Pinpoint this right quick, though. Did you catch how he said that they started acting up after they moved in with him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point, too.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. But this is the part, I just want people to see this, because this is the part of not taking accountability that comes back. Because it's almost like you act like you had no role to play in how you feel about these kids. You helped raise these kids.
Things just started getting out of control. So we did a tour where it's my brother from Take Six, my two boys, and myself. It's sort of like a McKnight. We're going to, you know, the next phase of what we're doing. We got 4 shows left. We come home, and the two boys say, you know, we miss our girlfriends. We ain't going back. We're done. We're done here. The promoters and everything's like, what's happening? What's going on? Yeah. I'm like, I got to go do the rest of these shows by myself, which is fine, whatever. What most people don't know is that before Leilani ever moved in with me, we were already becoming estranged. She's the one that brought us back together.
Wow.
It was 2015, my birthday. And we have that moment of, let's get it together. Let's try. Let's, my wife facilitated that.
Wow.
And then she...
So this is the part for the people that were saying like about his wife. What he's saying right now is that his wife is the one that helped or brought the idea of him linking back up with his kids or trying to work on that relationship. That's what he's trying to say right now.
She was my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So
she wasn't even the wife at the time.
As a blended family, Jack and Julia, who are Leilani's kids, who are my children now, we did so many things all together. But remember, we're not married yet. Somewhere along the way, when we decided to get married, that's when things started to go sideways.
Why do you think that is?
In my opinion, the narrative about me was that I wasn't capable of loving somebody. I wasn't capable of being a faithful husband. I wasn't, capable. And he'll never get married. Oh yeah, he can act like this. He can put this woman on his Instagram, but he won't get married. Well, now he's getting married. Well, he's not going to get married. He's not going to go through with it.
So it wasn't until you actually started to transition into really being that faithful, that person that they weren't expecting for you to become, that then it started to create that environment or that problem?
Because I wouldn't have become that for them.
Oh, okay. I got what you're saying.
He isn't capable of doing that, but it's obvious that I am. Even after a second marriage, she's been married again, right?
Yeah.
Still named McKnight, and that's strange.
Yeah. That's the culture that we live in which there's so much decentering from men, but at the same time leveraging them to get what it is that you want from them. That now, and I've seen it with a lot of other celebrities, to where the actual ex-wife continues to either have a career or create visibility from themselves by still attaching themselves to that person that they're no longer in a relationship with and haven't been in a relationship with for a long time.
Wait, what did he say?
Yeah, you put that on women?
Like, oh wow, like the turn he had to take to get to that point right there. To say at the end of the day, it's women's fault. That's crazy.
What did he say, Ty? Because I caught what did he say? That's the nature of women. What did he say before?
So Brian was saying that his ex-wife, her last name is still McKnight.
Yeah, McKnight.
And then this Anton dude was like, yeah, I've been noticing that that's like the culture that we're in, the woman will keep the name or whatever and still like continue to like build leverage and make a name for herself off of your name.
Doesn't it cost money to change your name or everything?
Yeah, it costs a lot. It costs.
It costs a lot. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, y'all have
it
children
takes a long
together.
time.
It's easier for paperwork purposes to keep the last name the same.
Yep.
Like
my sister got married and she got divorced, but she still has her ex-husband's last name because like her kid has his last name as well. So it's really hard to do that.
Family that are divorced, the women don't change their name because it's costly, it's time consuming. Their kids got the last name, so why change it?
Mm-hmm.
If you first of all, well, if we ever get a divorce, you need to change your name. Why ask her to change place? Just don't get fucking married. You don't have to worry about this stuff.
Ain't no let me do nothing. After like we got married. I changed my last name because we were a family. Families keep names, okay? Everybody's name has made a name off of somebody else's name.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like,
acting like Ike Turner. Give him a name.
The crazy part. This why his argument makes no sense. There have literally been men that have married into a family, used that family's name to make a name for themselves. See, so your argument makes no sense.
Yeah. Because you can say that
looking at it from America or Westernized, because I think in some other cultures, don't when the man marries into, don't he take the name too? Like it's different. I don't know.
I think in some cultures they each take each other's names, like their last names.
So that's why some people be having like dumbass long names.
Yeah, maybe taking their spouse name too.
I mean, but obviously we expect them to talk about it like this, right? At the end of the day, we walk away from the situation and don't have to do none of that shit. So a lot of them don't know what it really takes because your name is your name. You walk away from the situation, you don't got to go to courts and change shit.
And that should be a demand. Like if you want you want me to give your name back, pay for me to change on everything.
You got to do it. You got to go through the process.
In the divorce papers, okay? Put that in there.
Yeah. Pay for me to change my name on everything. Give me help me change my name on Amazon and my mailing address and all my subscriptions.
Or for
all my bills.
For each of the things you need to change, both of y'all have to be present.
Yeah, we can do that too. And you pay for it.
Yeah, both of y'all got to be present.
You pay for it. You be present and you pay for it. Yeah. You want your name back so damn bad, pay for it.
My best men are Jack and these two boys.
Yeah, he said, yo, that's crazy. He said, my best mans are Jack and these two boys. Yo, this dude, he really hanging on to this I don't know their name shit. Yo, that's crazy. He will not say their name.
He probably don't. He probably actually don't know their name.
It's that's slightly better than saying them niggas.
Because that's their name. Because ain't no fucking way. Because he ain't said their name yet, in this whole damn conversation. I'm
them
like, oh,
kids,
this
them lady
this
kids,
is
the
weird.
kids from the first marriage, them two.
So you can make it a part of this, where they're happy, they're toasting. Leilani is thanking me for allowing her to love them as her own children as we have.
Okay, so I think I saw this clip. So this is a clip that is him at the wedding. Apparently, the sons were the best mans. They were two of them, the best mans at the wedding. And what he's saying is they spoke at the wedding. They were happy. They were supportive of everything. So
I'm incredibly happy. I wouldn't want anyone else but you, Leilani. I'm so happy. No, honestly, I'm so happy.
Pause right quick, Zoe. How does this help him? Because all it's showing that his kids didn't have an issue with her. You're showing that the kids didn't have a problem with her. It's you. It's almost like he's trying to make it seem like they didn't approve of the marriage because they didn't like her. They obviously didn't have a problem with her.
See, I'm not bad. My kids like her.
They don't like you though. That's the
To have you, Jack, Julia, and the rest of your family as a part of our family now, and I'm happy to be a part of yours. I know this dude is. And I'm gonna try to do this without crying, because I'm literally tearing up right now. Tonight's about love, guys. And that's really it. So I wanna lift my glass with all of you guys right now, everyone. If you got water, orange juice, lean, whatever you got in there, hold it up. And we're gonna toast to the fact that two people sealed the love that they have for each other. They invited us all to be here. Every one of us in this room.
On or about 2015, the oldest son has children of his own. When he had the first one, woman he had the children with went on, I think, welfare or something. I had moved them out of my house because I couldn't take the weed smoke and all that. But I told him, listen, here's an apartment. It's brand new. I'm going to pay for it for a year while y'all get yourselves together. You are now 25 and 22, 24 and 21.
So you were still trying to help them to become the men that they were supposed to be.
Right.
Even though they were fully grown adults.
24 and 21. Here's your place. Now all your friends come over there. Be creative. You have all these people staying with you. Have them pay some rent. $100 here, whatever you have to do while you guys can get your music off the ground. They had produced a record at my house. It was out. It was doing well. My whole team put them at the Roxy on Sunset.
Yep.
They started doing live gigs. Now 50 people showed up the first time. The second one, maybe 75, 100 people showed up. It's going too slow. They quit.
Okay, so this is what further proves my point. He wanted them to be what he wanted them to be. And when they weren't, he was slowly gaining resentment from that. Now, what I am going to say is, judging from what he has been saying, I think we can all agree that he did do a lot for the kids. Do we all agree with that?
Financially, yeah.
So we can't say he didn't do nothing for the kids. He definitely did for his kids. But I think he just wanted them to be what he wanted them to be. And when they weren't, to him, caught some resentment for that. He resented them for that. And you can see where this is slowly going. He wanted them kids to be the next Brian McKnight. You see this guy talk about legacy? This is what he meant. He wanted the legacy to be, you are the next me.
He wanted them to follow his footsteps.
Now, again, this is where we go back to the part where we say, this is part of parenting. You might raise some kids who might end up just being fuck-ups. They might fuck up in life. They might not go to school how you want them to go to school. They might not follow the path that you want them to follow. But again, for the people that defend this, I understand how y'all feel about him saying he don't fuck with them, whatever. You wanted this on your kids, that's on you, dog. But when you get to a place where you can't even fucking say their names, you have a kid that dies, you can't even put your shit to the side on his deathbed, you can't even mention these kids' name, you go adopt a whole nother family, and then you display pettiness as the adult in this situation. You go online, purposely putting up hashtags, the real Brian McKnight Jr., purposely not saying their names. How else do you want people to look at you?
Everything he described so far isn't that deep to where you feel like you need to kick your kids to the side. Like you don't have to do anything with them anymore.
Yeah.
And again, all the stuff he's saying, like, yeah, you have kids that mess, especially like in your 20s, you are going to fuck up. That's part of life.
Yeah.
But none of the stuff he's describing is enough to be like, I don't want nothing to do with them. They're products of evil. I'm not even going to visit the son that's dying. That's a big leap.
And that's where I was confused with people defending it. I'm like, how do you defend not speaking to your dying son? And it's not like he was dying saying, yeah, fuck my dad. Like he was dying saying like, yo, I wish I could hug my dad. I wish my dad would tell me I love you. Like he died with that. And even with
was
that,
reaching out to him.
reaching out to you, even with that. And it's like, yo, at the end of the day, these are your kids, man. Like you are the adult in the situation. You are their dad. You raised them. You helped raise them. However long he was in their lives for, you were there. So maybe a lot of what they was dealing with, they needed therapy because of the shit that y'all two put them through as parents. That's what I'm saying. Like you're not taking responsibility for the part that you played in this. And that's the part that's like concerning, man. And it's just watching him say this shit. It's like, bro, come on, man. I get it. This like cutting your kids off. You have a right to do that. Go ahead, cut them off. You don't want to pay their rent no more. You want to give them no more money. Fuck it. Do what you got to do. But to push it to this extent is just wild to me, man. Like you talking about your daughter, like this girl that is not even your biological daughter made you a girl dad? What the fuck? Are you fucking serious?
And I already had like 2 daughters before he met them.
And it's crazy.
Like what did they do?
When he was writing those posts, he said it. Me and my brother were bad. I know we were bad kids, but he said our sisters did not deserve this.
Yeah, so you treat all your kids like
right, all of them, because you notice the only thing we've been hearing about in this whole interview so far is the sons. He
has an issue with the boys out of all the kids.
But it's like
that is weird.
So because the boys are not attached to your new marriage, it's fuck everybody except for the new ones. Like,
the daughters ain't either though. The daughters are about somebody else.
Well, see, the boys are the only ones that can truly, I guess, like carry the name on.
That makes sense.
Like,
but at the same time, did you ask them?
I don't know how to explain this one because this is a weird situation. Like, I guess he wouldn't treat them bad if they were.
Yeah.
I guess like Pete said in his new marriage or whatever. But like, ain't the baby with the new lady? It's a boy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why he dotes on him and loves on him because
he's starting over.
Progeny.
He's starting
over. But at the same time,
feels like it's redemption.
It still sounds like he wanted his kids to be his older sons to be like him. But did you ask him if that's what they want?
Right. Exactly. He didn't ask them none of that. But
did you talk to them and say if they wanted to be in the music industry? Because you sound like you were taking them on tour with you. You got them recording songs in your house. Did you ask them if that's what they actually wanted to do?
But see,
and if you are a decent parent, you should talk to your kids about having a backup plan.
Exactly.
Because what you want may not work out like you want to.
I don't think he ever liked them. None of the kids.
He did. He clearly hates the oldest one.
He hates the fact that he had to marry her. So anything attached to her
is the problem.
Is boo-booski.
But that's the part of being
the oldest one.
That's the part of being a parent, right? Part of being a parent is you have to let your kids carve out their own path so that they don't live like this where they gotta constantly look at you like, where the money? Help me pay for this. Help me pay for that. This is part of parenting. You gotta raise your kids to be self-sufficient because you ain't always gonna be here. So because you were giving, and like we said, we can't say he ain't do nothing for the kids. He did. But also everything you was doing for them, you was setting them up for failure. You getting them a gig here. You getting them this, that. You paying for their apartment.
I was a part of your journey.
Like basically they weren't well-adjusted adults. You stunted their growth.
But that's where you take accountability and you got to understand that, you know what? I spoiled them. I can't get mad at them being spoiled and doing all this shit, hanging around, not wanting to work. Because I spoiled them. You created that.
Well, God created you, but I helped.
So for you to be mad at that and then your like reaction to that is fuck them kids. Like, how do you do that? Like, you fuck them kids. Let me go start back at 1. Like, come on, man. Like, it's like you just hit the reset button. So you hit the reset button, but them go deal with that shit. Like, deal with your mom or some other shit. Like, you made that.
He took the laziest route that you could as a parent. He handed them everything. And then expected them to go out and get it on their own. That worked. Because you said you went on tour, you left them in the house with all your stuff.
Yeah.
And then when the oldest one, the older one, as he calls them, got somebody pregnant, he put them in an apartment and paid their rent for the 4 years instead of making them go out and get a job.
And what you think he did for those 4 years? You think he was trying to figure out a way to be sustain it himself, or he just got comfortable? You paid for them 4 years, bro. What do you think was gonna happen?
Yeah,
like what do you think?
Who would?
You ain't teaching them to go out and get it.
Nothing.
You basically let them know that no matter what they do, you're gonna be there.
You're gonna be
to give them whatever they want, whatever they want.
Yep.
And they ain't really gotta go out and do nothing.
And now you mad. You mad that that's how they see things. So of course they're gonna come to you for money. Of course they're gonna want you to pay for shit because you've been doing that. And listen, also as parents, like you do want to give your kids kids everything. But I think you got to be aware that you got to teach them to get it on their own. You definitely there to be their safety net, but you got to teach them like, yo, you got to figure this shit out. Like, you got to do that.
Because what happens if you ain't got it together?
Exactly. Not as an issue. And this is how you get shit like this, man. And I know he probably going to do the same thing with these kids he got now. You give them everything.
Or it could be one of the situations. Have you seen where parents have like a favorite child? They dote on this one child, and that's the child. That's gonna be the child that does them dirty.
The favorite.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll see.
And you know what's the saddest part about this? Because and I see this. This is gonna be a thing. Like, it's like you have a new family, you got a new son, whatever. You don't think this son at some point is gonna be curious to know, like, hey, I got a bunch of other siblings out here. Like, you think you're just gonna keep that child away from that? Like, maybe you can try, but I feel like at some point, these kids have like this inner feeling where they want to connect with their siblings, regardless of what kind of relationship y'all had. Like, I don't think anybody out there probably, if you knew you had like a brother out there, you would just be like, oh, well, who gives a fuck? I think you would naturally want to know, but
you want to know who your family is.
Yeah, you want to know who your family is. So it's fucked up. I mean, but hey, if that's how you want to do it, that's how you want to do it. But he said he had to put his grown sons out, and because, you know, they was leeching off of him after paying for all this shit. Like, this shit is insane.
But he taught him how to leech.
Yeah.
Yeah, you offer them all this stuff, and then they're mad when they take it. I hate people. Have you ever seen somebody that offer to do something for you, and you get mad when you take them up on the offer?
Yep.
Like, I'll do it, okay, and then you ask them to do it. So, well, bitch, why you offering?
Right.
You just said no from the beginning.
So he had a defamation lawsuit against his ex-wife. I think that was because she said that he was making songs about her or something like that, but I ain't gonna go to that.
I think she wrote a book.
Oh, she wrote a book?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. That's why he sued her. She wrote a book about, I guess, her life and his part, their marriage or whatever, and he had an issue with that, so he sued her.
Okay, of course. Time has passed for apologies. Let's see.
So is there any possibility of reconciling, right? Let's say, for example, hypothetically, that they get their lives together and they take care of their business and responsibility, and then they apologize. Do you ever see yourself ever coming back from that, or do you just want to completely wash your hands because it's almost like enough is enough?
The time has come and gone for that. How would you know that someone is actually sincere?
Yeah.
They've doubled down and tripled down, quadrupled down. Even as of today, the threats, death threats on my infant son, death threats on my wife, death threats on Jack, death threats on Julia.
Mm-hmm.
Those things don't go away. The damage that you have done has gone so far that there's no coming back from that.
That's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. So now you got the judgment. How do you feel about this judgment that was ruled in your favor? I believe it was for $8 million.
Oh, wait, so that was it on that part? Fuck them kids? So, yeah, ain't no apologies, y'all. Fuck them kids. So how about the judgment?
And look, and there's no type of pushback from the interviewer.
Yep.
He just hear what he hear what he want to hear.
Oh, because he agrees.
I mean, listen, man. At the end of the day, those are two sides that are upset, right? Obviously, your kids are upset. They feel some type of way. You're upset. You feel some type of way. But for you to say there's no reconciliation, like you can't, basically, like that's it. It is what it is. As the father, it's just insane. And if there were death threats like he's saying or whatever, again, like I said, there's two angry sides to this. They obviously upset because they feel like they've been abandoned after you have made it clear that you will pay for everything. So yes, you did abandon them because you set them up for failure. You set them up for a certain way of living, and then you fucking pulled the rug. You created that.
And let's not forget that his son has since passed away.
Yes, and you still don't.
So what do you mean no reconciliation? Well, no, for him, because he's gone. You missed that opportunity.
That's crazy, man. When you talk about relink with your kids, that doesn't mean like, hey, we're gonna talk about it today, and then everybody's gonna be happy. We're gonna hang around as a big ass family. Like that. There's steps involved in this. If you really care, you could take those steps to figure that shit out. Like y'all
go to
counseling. Yeah, go get some therapy. All y'all go figure out what was going on. Why do you feel the way that you do? Why did y'all act the way that y'all did? Were y'all just acting out because y'all felt some type of way that y'all couldn't communicate? Like, figure that shit out. Like y'all could do that, you know, and then y'all could slowly go from there. And it doesn't mean y'all gonna be sitting there kumbayaing all fucking night. But damn, start somewhere, bro. As the adult in this situation, that as a father who got kids, you got stepkids right now that you're treating like your biological kids. When you got biological kids out here, you don't think they're gonna be mad about that? Like,
And
come on,
again,
man.
he has a son who passed away.
Yeah.
So yeah, when he said "fuck them kids," he meant that.
Shit, crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Insane.
All right, let's
But
talk
you
about.
better hope you don't never have to go to a nursing home, because boy, you think them kids that you treat like, oh, goody now, it's gonna take care of you.
I told you it's
Like they
always the
sit back
favorite. It's
watching you,
always the
bro.
favorite child. It's
They
always the
sit
favorite
back
child, the
watching
one that's
you.
gonna fuck you up.
Right. No,
Mm-hmm.
they sitting back watching how he treating his other kids. They probably feeling like, well, dang, as soon as he get mad at us or our mom, is he gonna do us the same way?
Yeah.
Now the
Nah.
stepkids probably don't give a fuck anyway. But the youngest one, as he gets older, if he tries to have a relationship with the other kids, especially as he gets older, he sees some of the behavior himself up close.
Yeah.
Or he starts to treat him like he treated the other kids, and you can be down bad.
Hey,
You can be
just as a
in the worst
stepkid,
songs.
just as a stepkid, don't run into them biological kids. Ain't no promises on what's gonna go down. It
Right.
could get real.
Hey, look.
Hey, might get your ass beat because people listen. Because listen, at the end of the day, people they mad. Like I can't imagine how this. Like I can't imagine how this would feel watching your biological father accept two other kids and treat them like his. Go on social media, make public posts like affirming his love for them and how they made him better. How this one is the real junior. This one made you feel like a girl dad. Like I can't imagine what that feel like. Imagine you feel rejected your whole life and then you continuously see this rejection all day long.
No, I mean I would be mad at the stepkid. I had way more smoke for him. Don't let me catch you outside. Them stepkids, where they dead at?
Right.
Yeah.
And also, let's not forget how it looks, because I mean, because multiple people have pointed it out.
Yeah.
You look at the current family he's claiming. All right, we all see it. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, let's go to this part where it says him having a real junior. That's crazy. A real junior with my current wife.
Oh,
that is
wow.
insane.
That's fucked up.
Having junior
really fucked up
in my life. When you read in the Bible about how God puts these two people together and they're fruitful
the Bible.
and they
Starting off with the
multiply,
Bible.
felt what it was like to be in love with someone, to sit down and say, hey, let's have a baby.
Yeah.
And to make that come to fruition, to plan it, to be there, to the excitement that comes along with all of the things that you dream about with that.
Was that her suggestion or was it your suggestion?
It was both. It's funny, Leilani's dad at our wedding was very prophetic. Neither one of us was thinking about babies. And he said, at the end of his speech, he says, okay, now you can give us a grandbaby. And we were both like, ha, ha, ha. But what you realize is that the person that you're in love with, don't you want to see what a life would be like that you create with them?
Yeah.
I'd never done that. I'd never, every time that sounds crazy, but it was a hassle.
Yeah.
It was a hassle of my own doing. I shouldn't have been with that person.
Yeah.
I should not have been with them. That way this doesn't happen. But my future is being there for him to make sure that he comes up the right way. I love my family so much, Anton.
Accountability that he's...
Yeah, every time we talk on the phone, I can hear him.
You said that's the closest thing to accountability?
Yeah, that's the closest thing to accountability that he said. He didn't, I shouldn't have been sleeping around. He said, I shouldn't have been.
I should have been with that person.
Yep.
But if it wouldn't have been her, it would have been somebody else, because that's what it sounded like.
Exactly.
Because he took a little bit of accountability, but he didn't even do that right. Because, again, who told you not to use condoms, stupid?
Right.
He has the biggest issue with the oldest one, because that oldest one forced him to grow up before he was ready.
If I was wrong and all these people who used to love me hate me, wouldn't I just reconcile?
Yeah.
Just to get those people back?
You've been quiet for a very long time.
Well, yeah.
A very long time.
I was quiet, but somehow they always find some sort of way to. I was quiet right after all that happened.
Hold on. He said, if all these people who used to love me hate me and I did anything wrong, wouldn't I be trying to reconcile? Clearly not.
Hell no.
Jesus Christ. You couldn't even reconcile with your son on his deathbed. Clearly, you're not trying to reconcile with nobody.
Graduated with her master's, and she got a new BMW. Mm-hmm. A year later, the Shade Room goes and finds that and says, "Oh, he didn't do this for his black kids." And it's like they had 5 brand new cars before they were 21. What are you talking about?
Right.
That was before social media, so you didn't get to see that. They'll always find a way. It's like, well, you're washed up, you're this. Well, it sure doesn't seem like it, because anything I do, I breathe too hard, and y'all are running away with it.
Right.
You know, even when it comes down to the naming of my son, you know, that was always going to be his name.
Yeah.
The problem is that this other person decided he wanted to ruin that name.
This other person.
So, you know, in 1850, Nathaniel Hawthorne wrote The Scarlet Letter.
Yeah.
His Scarlet Letter is that old name. He can have it. Since you tried to ruin it, you can have it, and you can explain.
Because you legally changed. A lot of people may not know.
I changed my name to be my son's name.
Right. You legally changed. Well, you still have Brian McKnight.
Yeah, but my middle names, our middle names, and now he's my junior, and that's
said
who he is.
That this next child was always going. His name, Brian Jr., that was always going to be his name. So you always plan to have another child and give him the same name for reasons? Are you trying to be George Foreman?
That's crazy.
Yeah, this is wild. The way that he's sticking to this is just crazy.
Yeah, he's you could tell he's a huge narcissist.
Yeah, he's just
he is.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like he has a big issue with the sons more than anything. And like Ruby Collins said, if you watch King of the Hill, you know about Hank and Good Hank, because Hank's dad named his younger son Hank too. He had both Hanks, and he used to refer to the baby as Good Hank. So that's the son he liked.
Insane.
Yo, crazy.
Jesus. That's again. Shout out to the people who told you to watch this interview to get his side, because it makes him look even worse.
Yeah, because like I'm still waiting for the part that's gonna make everybody be like, yeah, them kids deserve that shit. Like I don't see it. Because if y'all feel like entitled kids should be treated like this, that you made entitled in the first place, then we definitely don't agree at all. Like that's just how it is. I don't know. Because I don't see which part yet is supposed to make me feel like, you know what? Yeah, I'm with Brian McKnight on this one.
So like I said, we got Brian Jr., Brian Jr., Jr. So Brian Jr., Jr. He'll be here in a few years.
Yeah.
But they tainted his name, so now he has to go and change it.
Yeah, he has to go and change his.
Junior is his junior.
Again. So if he has Brian Jr., 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 then he has to change his name again.
That's great.
Until you meet who you deem to be that one person that you know that no matter what happens, you're always going to be together. I don't think you should be entertaining that at all. And I don't think you should be having sex with anyone. I don't think you should be out here playing the field or doing any of that, because this is the way lives are ruined.
Yeah. You said that if you had to do it again, you wish you would have been a virgin.
Yeah.
With meeting your now wife. What does that mean? Like, because
golly, bro.
It only took him 5 kids to learn that lesson.
Golly, bro. Like, yo, this man really
fucking insane.
That man rolling the dice all in on this one. He like, yo, I love her so much. I wish I ain't had sex with nobody.
So why is this guy even giving advice?
He said he want to start
no
back
right
at
to give advice.
Start back at
Say it one more time.
Take it from somebody. I've been a parent since I was 18. I was a teen parent, and you have to grow yourself. This guy hasn't grown at all.
No, he just grown in age, but not in wisdom. That's all.
That gray hair is just decoration.
Ain't
he ain't learned shit.
Not a goddamn thing.
If you would have done it again, you would have been a virgin.
I would have waited, because she deserves to have been the only person that knows me in any way.
What? So she deserves to have you
pure. Yes.
So does that also mean that she's supposed to be a virgin too? Because to my knowledge, she had 2 other kids before y'all got married.
He don't care. He don't care. He don't care. He like, yo, you could have been. I don't care if he was popping that thing at them white boy frat houses.
I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through.
Don't care. Don't care.
Yeah.
You'll pop in
So
that
she didn't
thing.
have to be a
Don't
virgin,
care.
but he wish she would have been a virgin, but she could have been out here, you know.
Yeah, she could have been out
Insane.
here.
She could have been seasoned.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say seasoned.
He don't care.
I think him
Extra
and Akash
seasoning.
should hang out.
Extra seasoning.
Yeah, they should. I think so.
Yeah.
They can learn a lot from each other.
Yeah, they can learn a lot from each other. Backlash from younger son passing away. I wonder what he said about this. Let's see.
The saddest part of this is that the younger one ended up dying.
Damn, even in death, the younger one ended up dying. You see what I'm saying? This is why you can't. This is why you can't
it's
feel
pissing me off that he's not saying their name.
He literally said fuck them kids.
Nah,
That's
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I've heard people say fuck them kids before, but this is the first time I see somebody stand on business like this when it comes to that shit. He's standing on that shit.
He's only like one step away from saying like that nigga dead. He don't care. He just don't care. God, me. Jesus. The younger one is dead now.
How do you feel about that? Because a lot of people make a big deal about, if we just being transparent about, posts that you may make.
Anton, he did not have to die. And we did talk to him. We talked to his wife earlier that year, that May. He's on the Shade Room. He's saying things like, oh, now remember, they've lied on me, but they continue to double down and triple down on the rhetoric. If my dad needed this, I wouldn't do this for him. He's dead to me, blah, blah, blah. Now we come to find out that 3 days after that's when he got diagnosed. They waited because he didn't have insurance. They waited 4 months. According to all statistics, 91% of colon cancer diagnoses that are caught early are curable.
So he's blaming his son for his own death.
Yeah, that's what it sounds about, right? Sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
I think his son was married.
Okay.
I think that's what he's referring to. But he was saying if it was caught early, but I think he fought cancer for like 2 years. So it seems like the cancer he had was aggressive.
Because there's a lot of factors in there. Did he wait because they didn't have the means to, do these checkups, to, try to diagnose what was going on? Like, there's a lot of things in between that. So.
And he asked, just because you got insurance, your insurance is going to cover everything. Cancer treatment is expensive. Yeah. You can have a lot of money, and cancer can still bankrupt you because it's expensive as hell. And your insurance may not cover everything. So how are you going to say, well, they waited too late? It could have been some misdiagnosis in there. It could have been a bunch of testing he had to get done. Maybe they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him in the first place. Maybe he wasn't showing symptoms at the beginning. You don't know. You weren't around. So how would you... how are you going to say that he waited too late to do something and you weren't even around to know what he was up to? And then you're going to blame him for dying.
And he got diagnosed to the time we found out, because they didn't tell us. I had to find out from somebody else.
Right.
Then I heard from them.
So were you the last?
We were the last to find out.
Wow.
So once we found out, we sprung into action. What can we do? Can we get the scans? Can we do this? Can we do that? Anton, by this time, it was stage 4.
That's crazy.
Okay, so they did try to do something. So let's see where this goes.
Stage 4. So you've lied on me.
Right.
You don't come to me. In my opinion, they martyred him so that they could keep this going.
That's deep. That's really deep.
That's what I truly believe.
Yeah.
Everybody's heard that voicemail.
Pause it again. Okay. And then this stupid ass interview we're talking about, that's deep. That's deep. Go back a little bit, so please. Play the part again.
Wow.
Go back.
That's crazy.
Martyred him.
Stage
is crazy.
4. So you've lied on me.
Right.
You don't come to me. In my opinion, they martyred him so that they could keep this going.
That's deep. That's really deep.
That's what I truly believe.
This is crazy. And see, this is why I can't go with the people saying, watch the video, watch his explanation. Because if you want to break this down, what he is saying is that they let him die so they could continue this story of him being a fucked up person. That's what he's saying right now. So they can continue this story of him being fucked up and continue saying, oh, he don't do nothing for his kids. So let's let his kid die so everybody can look at him and be like, oh, look, see, he let his kids die. Like, are we serious right now?
He's claiming that they sacrificed his son to make him look bad. Even in death, even in the illness and death, he made it about him.
Oh my God. Wow. And this is why, people want to say, listen to his story, listen to what he got to say. We're listening to his story. And the only thing I really learned about watching this right now is one, that he actually financially supported his kids. He actually tried to give them careers, tried to get them to do the things that he wanted them to do to be successful. He has done that. Those are the positive things. But outside of that, all I'm seeing is somebody who doesn't take accountability for how they raise their kids. Like, okay, you was in a fucked up relationship you didn't want to be in when you were younger.
Okay.
Who fucking who? You know how many people go through that shit? There's people going through it right now.
Whoop-de-doo.
And again, you blame your son for his own death and then turn around and said they basically sacrificed him so it could make you look bad. Cancer?
That's crazy.
Like
that
cancer
is wild.
paid your child a visit.
That is wild.
Just so to make you look bad. Again, I want to shout out everybody who suggested that you watch this to get his side of the story because it made him look even worse. Confirm what a lot of us already thought about him, that he's an asshole and he was a shit father, still is. Regardless of how he treats these new kids, he's still a shit father because the other kids, because of them, because of the way you treated them. So treating one child right doesn't erase what you did with the other ones. And plus, the fact that he had a child die and he wasn't there. Then put all his arrogance, his ego, and all the other stuff to the side to be there for his son. He said, "Fuck them kids." But also to all the people that were defending Brian McKnight in the comments, I hope none of y'all got kids, because if you do, Jesus.
I really want to believe that people were just being kind of quick to like take his side and listen to the stuff he was saying. Maybe they watch clips here and there. But when you watch this in depth and you watch everything he's saying, if you're smart enough, you could see the shit that he's saying. You could see that he's just making excuses for himself and trying to basically just make it look like the kids were these freaking evil beings that, he couldn't deal with. When all we see you complaining about right now is they was in the house smoking with their friends, young kid shit, okay? But guess what? You was away on tour and you left them in a big ass crib with cars all over the place. What the fuck you expected when you came back? These are kids. What do you expect to happen? You think you're gonna come back and they're gonna be playing the harp waiting for you to get home? Hey, father, welcome home. What the fuck you think is gonna go on? You created this, dog. And now that's your reasoning. They was in the house smoking. They was in the house, being lazy. You tried to get them on tours. They wouldn't do the tours. They quit the tours. They won't make music. They wanted you to pay for everything. Okay.
Like you started out paying for everything, so
you created that,
yeah,
bro.
financially cut them off.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll cut them off altogether.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's what I'm saying. And I think people are mixing the two because people are thinking like this is all about cutting kids off. This is not about cutting your kids off. Kids get cut off all the fucking time.
And if he was a good parent like he pretends to be, he would have taught them some sort of self-sufficiency so they wouldn't have to depend on him for everything.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Because there's a lot of us kids that were spoiled at some point. You may not have been spoiled your entire childhood, but maybe you were at some point. But you were taught at least that you need to go out there and get on your own because I'm not going to always be around. That's all I heard. I'm not going to always be here. So you need to know how to do this.
But see, that's a negative part of being a celebrity with a different kind of, being in a different kind of bracket, right? Those of us who grew up maybe modest or grew up in the struggle, you understood when you were getting spoiled by something. Somebody spoiled could be a different thing for somebody else. Like if you came up in the struggle, you being able to go to McDonald's one day out of the week is getting spoiled. These motherfuckers, their version of getting spoiled is you living in a mansion with cars outside that your dad left while he went on tour. Your dad paying your rent for a fucking whole year? That's being spoiled. Like that there's different versions of that. But this is a problem with these type of people. When you pay somebody rent for the whole year and then you get mad at them for not getting up and doing things on their own, that shit is just backwards to me. But again.
Yeah. If you don't trust them in your house by themselves, why would you just let them stay with their mama until you got back from tour?
Yeah.
If you don't trust them to go out and take care of themselves, why would you put them in an apartment and pay their rent for a year? Why not charge them rent in your house?
But that's the thing, the motivation is not there, right? Because maybe if he did do that, maybe you would work a little bit harder on getting those songs written. Maybe you would work a little bit harder on going to the tour. Maybe you wouldn't leave the tour because you know that this is your livelihood. But because like I could just leave the tour and I'll still be all right. That's why you leave the tour and you don't care because you know you got that cushion. People who know they need their jobs and they know that's their livelihood, they don't do stupid shit because you need that job to keep food on the table.
Say fuck my job every morning. I go.
But you go. No, fuck that job, but you're going to be on time.
I guess what? I'm saying fuck that job as I'm leaving. Right. As I'm signing in.
But that's what I'm saying. They don't have no urgency to do none of that stuff. That's why they didn't care. And you as a father, you didn't see that. That's your fault. You fucked up as a father. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Again, financially cut them off, but you don't have to cut your kids off completely because they're not doing what you want them to do.
Financially cut them off.
That's stupid.
But you don't cut them off like they died. Because at this point, it's like all of them died. You don't even remember their names. Those guys.
And he didn't even talk about the girls he got.
No, he don't.
He didn't even mention them.
Crazy. Because the girl sued him for defamation.
One of the girls.
Ain't it 3 girls and 2 boys, right? From the previous marriage?
It's 2 boys from his wife, and then he had a baby during their marriage. That's the girl.
Okay.
And I think there's another girl. I don't know if there's a third one, but I do know for sure there's another girl.
That's crazy.
And then he got
no, I know it's 5 from his previous situations before he got with homegirl. Now,
it's either 4 or 5. Because I know the 2 boys about the ex-wife. I do know that. The one that passed away is part of the 2.
It's part of the 2? Okay. I thought it was 3. Okay, no, okay.
So it's the 2 boys, including the one that had cancer from the ex-wife. It's the daughter he had on her, and then there's another daughter. I know for sure. I heard there may be another. It may be a third girl, and then there's the new baby with the Brian Jr.
Crazy. The Junior show. All right, let's.
Everybody's heard that voicemail. I will leave with you the messages that we sent. Leilani sent a message that said to his wife, you don't even have to tell him that it's us. We just want to help, whatever we can do. And then they're like, well, he would have had to stay at your house and they wouldn't have been able to see him. I'm like, we never made that a stipulation. Mm-hmm. The facility that we found that the only one that would allow him to come was closer to our house.
Right.
We have an entire apartment downstairs with its own entrance. His wife wouldn't have to work. You can take care of him all day. Leilani wanted to take care of him. And his mother sent that message after we sent the message to him. And it gets worse. So she puts out the book in January. She's on an interview, I think in February, with Foxy 104.5, whatever, in Raleigh. They ask him how he's doing. She says he's healed. He's healing and he's doing fine. He's doing great. Now, I realize they blocked us all on social media. We don't know what's going on with them. Mm-hmm. The next thing we know, he's passed.
Wow.
That message that I played for everybody.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Like maybe she didn't want the world to know that her child was literally dying right then. Like,
or maybe she was trying to convince herself that he was getting better.
Yeah.
Right. But either way, how the fuck you don't know how your own child doing, sir? But you act like you got to go through them to
find out.
He was an adult. You know where he's at. Go over there.
But look, the problem with this is that this is all circles of pain, right? Like this is a full circle of fucking pain. Everybody's mad at each other. Everybody wants to feel like we don't need you. I don't need you. Like this is the circle that you create, a circle of pain where everybody just wants to like be mad for the reason why they want to be mad, and nobody is seeing the bigger picture. That the family is fucking dysfunctional. You know what I mean? Everybody's upset. Like, of course you're gonna call her and she's gonna say he's fine. Because they don't like you right now. Like these years of everything going on, of course they gonna act like that. What do you want her to call? You want to answer the phone and be like, oh yeah, he's great. Oh, you want to talk to him? Like why? Because
why
now
not just call him? He's an adult. You don't have to go through her to talk to him.
Ego.
That part.
Maybe. Or it could be also that he didn't want to speak to him either. But what I'm trying to say is that
of course he didn't want to speak to him.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
The blame game.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. It's like you gotta understand that. Like you don't just heal this shit with a phone call. I get it. He's sick. You reaching out now. But the whole point of this is you should have already been talking to your kids. Like you don't gotta talk to them kids every day, but y'all gotta keep a relationship because at the end of the day, that's still your kids, bro. Like I don't get how he's trying to justify this, but the wildest things I've heard him say is that they're evil, and him saying that they use his death to make him look bad. And this is why.
And that does not help you
at all. At all.
Well, they're evil because they don't pander to him. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
He was 20 months before he passed away. That was not near the end. It was still when something could be done at the very least to make him more comfortable. But you see, they ran out there immediately and said he never spoke to him. He didn't come to him. Here's all these messages on Twitter. I deactivated my Twitter.
You didn't.
4 years ago, something like that. I don't know. They didn't tag me. Nobody could call. Everybody's got my number. So they could say, he didn't even, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Last I heard, you said he was doing great. These are the things that you're in this every day.
And the only reason why he's saying last time I heard you said he was doing great is because you happened to hear her on the radio.
He didn't reach out. So y'all ain't got my number. He's the one sick. Why he need to call you?
Right.
Listen, man. And again, that's the only thing I'm gonna give him credit for is that he has done or tried to do for them financially. That's about the only thing I can give him credit for. Everything
and there's
else,
way more to being a parent than that.
Yeah, it's way more than
failed
that.
to everything else.
Yeah. That's insane. CNI Plus said, your son is sick with cancer, you get over there. Get your ass over there. Go figure it out.
Call him. Why do they need to call you? He's sick.
We sit back and we look at this and we have to laugh at it. It's crazy.
Yeah. I try on a regular basis to be as objective as possible so that I can have a real conversation about what's really going on. And that's whether we're talking about relationships, popular culture, whatever. And what I found is that most people are not interested in the truth. Most people are more interested in being entertained. But any narrative that somebody comes up that seems salacious is more interesting than the truth. And so that's probably why people that don't even know or, may not even be remotely interested in understanding what the truth is, that's what I tend to think that they lean towards is the entertainment. Because, even if you start to pay attention to the stuff that they look at or that they post on their own platform, it's all based off of, that's why a lot of these platforms exist. That's why a lot of these vlogs exist. And it's not necessarily to tell the truth, it's just to be entertaining.
But very few of them are doing as well as you are. So
yeah, that's true.
Glaze you net
term approach. And I think that's why we have the relationship that we have. That I call you and I say, hey, how's it going? Man,
right.
You doing, you need anything?
I appreciate that.
And then you call me and say, hey, is everything good? You need anything from me? And that's the dynamic of our relationship.
I get mad when I see dudes out there talking bad about you.
But I'm used to it.
I send it to you. You do. And I'm like, why? Because here's the thing. Why can't we sit and talk about it? I send a message to Joe Budden's podcast, crickets, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But who's that Marc, the guy, the political
Marc
guy?
Lamont Hill.
Let me tell you something. I'd destroy that dude.
Yeah.
I would destroy him. Not physically, but in
I
a
understand
debate.
what you're saying.
Because you don't even know me, but you call me an asshole?
Yeah. Well, I look at Marc Lamont Hill. There's this segment of people that are what I like to call, they like to champion themselves as intellectuals, right? And that they truly believe that they're smarter than everybody else. But I don't really believe that because I never see the results.
Right.
It never translates, right? So
I see people hand him I see people handing him his ass all the time.
Yeah, it's easy to, it's easy to say that, I'm the smartest guy in the room, but it doesn't necessarily translate into results, right? So I decided that I would do stuff on my own and that I would have the conversations authentically with people that I actually value. And getting to know you over the years, I'm happy that you had an opportunity to tell your perspective and your story on my platform. Let me ask you one more question, because there's been a lot of people from the Ricky Smileys to all of these different type of people that run with a narrative but doesn't necessarily seek the truth.
One time for us, everybody, we seek the truth, and we have determined he's still an asshole. All right?
And I like the way he said about Marc Lamont Hill, like he's not Dr. Lamont,
Right.
Marc Lamont Hill, like he wasn't a professor at a university. And you do what? You have a He-Man Woman Haters Club podcast where you interview deadbeat fathers and assholes.
I don't understand the hate for Marc Lamont Hill. I really don't. But okay.
You know what it is. It's people who aren't that smart.
And people are very anti-intellectual at the current moment.
But look, I'm all right with you not liking somebody's commentary or somebody's opinions. That's one thing. But to be like, saying this guy, you're saying intellectual and you're putting the air quotes. I think that's a little disrespectful. But I don't know.
Because he's basically saying he's not smart, but he's clearly smarter than you.
I think that they have a greater responsibility on their platforms to be not only entertaining, but also objectively try to find the truth, to have these conversations, especially when they have the opportunity to reach out to you, and it's not like you hard to find.
You know what I don't like about this? I hear what he's saying. There are outlets who, they seek the entertainment aspect before anything. They don't look for other side of things. Like, I get that. There are outlets that do that. But if I'm being honest, this was literally an interview where you just allowed Brian McKnight to just talk and basically like paint his own story of what happened. Whether he feels like it's true or not, there was no pushback on this. If we being honest, there was no pushback on any of the things he said. Everything was like basically like, oh man, that's crazy. I feel like
that's deep.
Yeah, or it's deep. I feel like if you really wanted this to be a conversation, like we could say what we want to say, but this probably would have gone better with Marc Lamont Hill. Because he probably would have asked you questions that people wanted him to ask. You know what I mean? And this is why you can't really do these interviews if, like y'all said, y'all good friends that check on each other. Because you're not gonna push back on the shit that he says. Like there's a lot of things he said in this where you could have pushed back a little bit and asked, okay, why is that? Or, you know what, actually, I don't agree with that. I didn't hear one time them mentioning anything about having accountability. I didn't hear him one time talking about this, you kind of spoiled your kids. I didn't hear any of that.
He just doubled down on a lot of what he said.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I don't know.
There was no pushback on his interview, and it didn't help because he still looks bad.
Yeah, and it still looks bad. No pushback, and it still looks bad. So imagine if there is pushback. You feel me?
It would have been worse.
The purpose of the interview is to clean up his name right now.
And it didn't help.
Yeah, but you gotta listen. If you do these interviews, you gotta offer some pushback. And it's not pushback just to deliberately push back just because you want to have gotcha moments. But you're having a conversation. When you're having these conversations, whatever is popping up in your mind that you don't agree with, have that. Let them explain that, and then you can formulate your own opinions of how you feel about that later. But I don't feel like there was any pushback on this. I feel like this was just a tell us why you're the victim interview.
Well, after this, can you play that Marc Lamont Hill clip again?
Does anybody feel different? Anybody feel like Brian McKnight is the victim here? I'm asking.
No,
I learned something new about Brian.
I learned that I still don't like that nigga.
I learned that he thinks his son had cancer to make him a martyr.
Yes, and that right there is crazy. That's crazy. That's crazier than the evil.
Yeah. I also learned
rich people are crazy too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I also learned that he has Brian Jr., Brian Jr.
All the
juniors. George Foreman. Like Brian Jr.,
Jr. All right, so here go Marc Lamont. His response.
I don't remember calling him an asshole, but he is an asshole. Let me be clear. Brian McKnight, is this my camera? Brian McKnight, you are an asshole. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. It's not a beef. We ain't got no issues. You're just an asshole. I'm basing that on having interviewed Brian McKnight lots of times. Since I wasn't going to mention this, but I've interviewed you lots of times. You were rude and nasty to everybody on my crew. Everybody on my team, you were nice to me. But the measure of being an asshole isn't how you treat the host. It's how you treat everybody around him. Yeah. And you've been a dickhead to them. No disrespect to you, except you're an asshole. I was in an airport in Eastern Europe. I was headed somewhere. You were headed somewhere different. I watched a woman come up to you and ask you for an autograph, and you completely ignored and disrespected her and walked off. You're an asshole. But that's not why we're talking about this. So you say, I don't know you. Right. I don't know you. But I don't have to know you to know you're an asshole. I don't get into your family business. Your family business has nothing to do with me, except when you make it public. And when you put your family in public on blast, that might make you an asshole. That's all I'm saying. When you have children and you say my children are the product of evil, that might make you an asshole. When somebody says, yo, but the Bible says you should love your children, you say my older children were the product of sin. That might make you an asshole. That's just a fact. When you have a child named Brian McKnight Jr., and then you fall out with them, have a new baby, name him Brian McKnight with a different middle name, and then legally change your name to the new kid's name, you tried to start back at one with your kids? Nigga, that might make you an asshole. So please, don't act like you better than us. You're not. You're worse than us. If you want to come up here and debate, I'm sure they would let you debate. But you didn't contact nobody. You're lying, just like your children say you lie. And for the record, I have spoken to your children off the record. And they've told me a laundry list of shit about you that's way worse than anything that's ever happened in the public. I'm not going to say that on air. We could keep that between me and you. But if you keep doing this, I will put it out.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Hello.
Do it. Do it.
Because his ex-wife, the reason why he sued his ex-wife is because in her book, she accused him of abuse. So
there's always more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I ain't gonna lie. If I'm Brian McKnight, this tour you trying to do, just stop it, bro. Like, just
keep yapping.
just stop it, man. Listen, ain't no telling what they talking about that they got out there, but obviously he gonna have some type of excuse.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna say he gonna say she ran into my fist so they could continue this this thing they got against me.
I didn't hit her. She ran into a door.
Yeah, she ran into the door. She ran into my fist.
Mm-hmm. Like my knee was just in the air and she like ran into it. Like
with the Street Fighter knee.
She wasn't paying attention. And she wasn't paying attention. She fell down some stairs.
Mm-hmm. And maybe I jumped off the top rope with the elbow, but
maybe I shouldn't have DDT'd her.
The DDT.
You know what? Sometimes when I'm really tired, like I hit stuff in my sleep.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was there. And then, she woke up next morning, she had a black eye. I was like, oh, how that happen?
Yeah.
She said I hit her in my sleep.
Yeah.
I could have didn't mean it.
We were just playing WWE when I Stone Cold stunned her ass. Like, that's what we were doing. We just playing.
I might have put her through a table, but it
put her to the table.
it was a chair match, okay? Like, we had the chair.
Yeah, so what? I picked up a steel chair and hit her over the head with that shit. We always play like that.
I meant to pick up the fake one, but they were too close together, and I picked up the real chair instead. So
you know what? Sometimes you don't recognize your own strength, so you may swing a little bit harder than you intend. Yeah. So you know.
Yeah. They said she tombstone herself. Yo, shit crazy, man. So that is the Brian McKnight story. Now, are we satisfied? Huh? The people out there?
Yes.
Y'all wanted to watch? Are we satisfied?
It confirms what we already figured out, that he is an asshole.
Yeah, that's all. And people
so
are like,
to y'all for recommending him watch this. This is beautiful. You gonna chop this up and put it out there?
Oh, you damn right. It's gonna be chopped up. It's gonna be
indeed. Thank you.
Because I have to. Because they told me check out the whole story, and I did. And I want to prove to everybody that I am a reactor. I don't fucking do research. Stop asking me to research. I react to shit. And guess what? Y'all said, wait, there's more. So guess what I did? I reacted.
More, and he's still an asshole.
Yeah.
If you want to be super petty, you can go through the comments and find the people that told you to watch this and tag them in it. Make sure they see it.
Send them the link. Like, check this out, player.
This is for you. I did this just for you.
Like, Merry Christmas. Don't never say I ain't never gave you that.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, bitch. I watched the interview that she told me to watch.
Oh, man.
Watch all the way through. See, get my conclusion. Yes.
Crazy.
Fun to do bad things.
Take off the short nail, take off the dope, take off the bacon bag. Take all that designer bullshit off, and what do you have?